Yeah.
The moment you suck and inhale your first cigarette and the nicotine and the tar hits your system,
Yeah.
for many people,
Yeah.
nicotine is addictive, right? Tobacco
is.
is not. It's a leaf.
Yeah, it's what they put inside.
Yeah,
that,
it's the
yeah.
nicotine. The tar is really bad for you, but the nicotine is an addictive substance. I think for some people, energy drinks, caffeine,
Yeah.
you know, they have addictive things in them.
Yeah. Not more fire, by the way. DJ Spoo, this one is not addictive.
Now, when you take that first puff
Yeah.
or you start drinking a lot and it gets into your system, you get to a point where you can't live without this thing. And if someone takes it away from you, you get withdrawal symptoms to a point where sometimes it's like, don't know think shy escape fast.
Who?
That person is not okay, and they could even hurt someone, or they could steal something. Drugs are a good example. Your cocaine, your heroin, your crystal meth, your nyaup, you get addicted to these things, and your body starts functioning on I need a hit. When you decide to start loving someone, it's like a puff. I'm bringing this girl into my life.
Wow.
I'm starting to smoke her kind of situation, right? And the way that she makes me feel gives me
Yeah.
a rush.
Okay.
And when she's away from me, I miss her, which means I miss the rush. And I want to see her. And if she's like, get on a bus, get on a plane, Dwana, you'll hustle money. You won't hustle money for a business. You won't hustle money but you'll hustle money for this chick. And the more time you do that, the more you become addicted to her in your life and the way you feel. To a point where when she's taken away by herself, she becomes the enemy of your drug. If someone is taking your favorite drug from you and you need it, or you feel like you need it, you will harm that person. The problem is the drug is the person.
not a
So
substance,
you want to
yeah.
hurt.
Yeah.
You're like, you can't leave me. I'd rather die. Or I'd rather you die. I can't live without you. That now is defined as insanity and crazy. But it's love. Now people say, no, but love is not a mental illness. Obsession is a mental illness and what. And I'm like, you may as well then say, no, cigarettes are not a problem. It's being addicted to cigarettes. And you're like, no, dog, this thing is a problem in itself.
Okay.
And you need to manage it. If you smoke one cigarette a year, you're fine. One cigarette a month, you're fine.
Yeah.
The more cigarettes you smoke, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
No one says, no, I'm just going to date her for 3 days and then I'll be fine for the rest of the year. You want to be with her every single day and you curate your whole life and you invest your time, your money, your energy, you suffer, you meet her family, she meets your family, she gives you a lot of shit and you're like, you know what, this is my woman. And the day she decides I'm leaving, after everything you've put in, the day she cheats with someone else, after all the sacrifices you've made, your mind snaps.
But living like that then, or adapting that, you see, if I were to adopt the whole philosophy of love is a mental illness, right? Am I not moving towards being a machine rather than being a human being? And also, I mean, we can go back and also define what is a human being, but looking at some of the obvious faculties, we've got emotions, right? We've got intellect, but all of those things are meant to be fed. All of those things are meant to be active in our life. And relationships is one of the ways, romantic relationships is one of the ways that we express the emotional part of ourselves. You can with your kids and all of that, but it's not the same as with your girlfriend, your wife.
Sure.
Yeah. So I'm saying, if I were to adopt that love is a mental illness philosophy, am I not moving towards just being, a machine, I guess, and abandoning, my natural way of being?
So I spoke about the bouquet of mental illnesses. And by the way, just because they exist doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. Just because you have bipolar, schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, narcissism is another one, doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. It just means you need to manage them. So we're not saying don't love.
Okay.
We're saying understand that love is a drug and just consume it in a healthy way.
Yeah.
Energy drink, more fire. It's good for you. It
Yeah.
boosts your energy.
Yeah.
But we're saying, please don't drink it the whole day, all day,
Yeah.
like coffee. That's all we're saying. You're saying, well, you're saying caffeine is bad for us, so we must ban coffee. No.
Okay.
I'm saying just drink a certain amount that's good enough to keep you going and then stop.
Mustn't drink more fire every day.
You shouldn't drink more fire every day. You shouldn't drink it all day because the whole point of it, it's an energy drink.
Yeah.
It's meant to boost. And this one's written extra kick in guarana. It serves a purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, when you meet a chick and she's more fire,
Hmm.
my whole point of saying she's a mental illness is, Ntwana, just approach with caution. Don't drink her all day, every day,
Mm-hmm.
to a point where your heart is beating fast. And Ntwana, without more fire, usuyaqala uyahlanya. I'm saying just be very careful. And as far as possible, like every other mental illness, go for therapy, manage this thing. Because the day you have a high or a low, and auko grand, because your chick did something, you're going to react in a certain way that is abnormal and that might harm you or her or both. And when I say love is a mental illness, I'm not saying love is bad. I'm saying love is a condition that makes you do unnatural things, that affects your psychological state. In great ways, like a high or drinking an energy drink makes you feel like une power and coffee, nokushaya iskave, ntwana uzizwa ngathi hayi sengathi sengigrand. But then the low is the bigger problem. Because for many people, they move into this mental illness, into this drug, they get obsessed with it. And by the time you get to the low, you have stats like the ones of domestic violence,
Yeah.
of people being murdered, of women poisoning their husbands.